What is going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today is November the 11th. I want to give you a quick pre-market update over some of the hot movers and everything else that you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So today is Remembrance Day, so meaning the bond market is closed. Historically, that does result in lower volume across the board. But with the FOMO that's been kicking in, it's going to be a interesting kind of dynamic, but nothing really to talk on for data points today. Tomorrow you'll have quite a lot of Fed speakers as well as the rest of the week, but currently fear and greed index is under the greed category. In case you can't tell, everything just wants to go up for the most part. So yeah, it should make for a very fun time. Futures are looking good. NASDAQ up 0.32, S&P is up 0.38, and Dow is up 0.47. So yeah, like I said, I think everything just wants to propel higher, especially finance, fintech stocks as well. So Sofi is up 4.84% pre-market. No news, no SEC filings. I'll save you some time. Basically, none of these stocks have any news out. It is just piggybacking off of the momentum. So Sofi, though, is very unique because I think there's a lot of value in Sofi, and it's as well very heavily shorted. So I think that's going to be an interesting dynamic, really continuing to propel it higher. So 16.21% of the free float is being shorted. It works out to be 172.7 million shares overall are being shorted. And then that works out to be around $2.25 billion in shorts. A couple of points to watch for though, with it at $13.61. It is trading between this R3 and this R2. Regardless, it's going to be a new 52-week high for SoFi today, but 1401 is going to be the next strong target. I can't see that being touched today, even though there's a huge amount of FOMO. I can't see that being touched. Again, maybe later this week, dependent on data and continuation of good momentum, but that's going to be one point to watch for. Flip side, $12.51 is going to be the next strong support. Similarly, I don't see that being touched. So Coinbase up 16.72%. So in case you took the weekend off, didn't want to look at what was happening or whatever, cryptocurrency is running like a madman. So I think even Bitcoin is up. Let's take a look. I think Bitcoin is at 82. Yeah, 82 too. So up 3.17% just in the last 24 hours. So this is, yeah, it's shaping up to be very interesting, especially Coinbase. I think this is the all-time high ever since it did IPO. So Jim Cramer kind of said there his curse when it IPO'd, saying that it was a buy at 300. Well, a couple of years later, obviously he's right, I guess. But yeah, Coinbase going to be a new 52-week high for them as well. Not heavily shorted. Still though, 4.93% of the free float is being shorted, so that is relatively high. Works out to be $2.69 billion, 9.94 million shares overall. So yeah, not saying that this is going to be a squeeze play or SoFi, but it's definitely going to add to the kind of buying pressure that does happen. Tesla. So Tesla is up 6.87%, like I said as well. No actual news. A couple articles are coming out, but still, I think it's just the whole elections, and this is the byproduct of that. So it really paid off for Elon and Tesla, and of course its investors. It's not heavily shorted, so 2.84% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 79.32 million shares. Some points to watch for though, with it at 342. It is trading between this R3 and R2. So 338 will be a strong support that you'll want to watch for it to hold today. And if it does hold, then honestly you can see 400s being the next big thing. And it's kind of interesting. I saw a lot of posts. Sometimes people just post random stuff and just say, hey, it's going to the moon. Honestly, those people looking back at the Tesla charts, some of them were pretty much on point, 100%. I don't think anyone could have anticipated this much of a magnitude of a kind of increase, especially with the elections. And so yeah, it definitely has paid off. So watch for that to hold, that 338, because again, if it does hold, then you can kind of anticipate 400s. Moving over to SoundHound is getting a nice push higher, finally breaking away from its kind of stagnant trend. And they do have their earnings coming out. So no news. Earnings is coming out tomorrow after hours. -7 cents for the earnings per share, 23.03 million for the revenue. So that'll definitely shake things up. I think SoundHound has offered a lot of good value. This is one of those stocks, as well as Sofi, I brought up in my private Discord as a screaming buying opportunity. And since then, SoundHound has gone up around 30 something percent, not encumbering this 8% right here. And Sofi has gone up a good like 100%. So yeah, honestly, SoundHound, I think it's one of those ones that should be double digits pretty much like post earnings. So that will be a nice push higher. And what makes it even better is 23.05% of the free float is being shorted. So I don't know if that's a better thing, but especially post earnings, that could really screw them over quite a lot. But a lot of money is getting into SoundHound today, so I think this is going to be the stock to really watch for. 73.04 million shares overall are being shorted, and then utilization is 91.09%. So kind of just watch for this. So I've looked at every fib level. It's kind of, with it being where it is, it's very high. So with it at $7 and change, is trading between this R3 and R2. Can't speak this morning, but just watch for it to kind of get above this 784, because if that does happen, then you'll see the 950. 10 being the next points to watch for. Flip side, 738 will be the next strong kind of support. I don't see that being touched today unless something dramatic does happen, but similarly, like I said, with the bond market closed, I can't really see all that much craziness on the downside. Palantir is going to be hitting a new 52-week high, so it is officially in the 60s, up 3.43%. Palantir, though, isn't that heavily shorted. For those of you that have been kind of following my channel, I did state that shorts have been really increasing their position from kind of September to now, anticipating clearly a pullback. But they are losing quite a lot of money, and so as a byproduct, they have been returning. So yeah, 3.44% of the free float's being shorted. Works out to be $4.21 billion. So regrettably, like I said, a lot of these stocks don't have news, but it's just the huge amount of greed and momentum that is in the market that is propelling them higher. So let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And then one final thing, if you do like my channel, want to support the growth, you can definitely join as a member. And I do have a private Discord where I offer buy signals on stocks and options. So really recommend you taking a look at that. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.